Dorothy here with Done by Dorothy, and we are here today. This is the fourth video since we started building our journal. That is the fourth video in the collaboration between Bell Creativa Designs, which is Katie, and Done by Dorothy, which is me, Dorothy. And we're here, like I said, on our fourth video. I'm not going to go through all of everything because there's so many videos before that it's going to get monotonous. However, we are using my Ghostly Rose, Rosy Marbled Paper, Roses and Linen, Rose Splendor Kit. So there's multiple kits in mine. You'll find them very cost effective, very cheap. All of the links will be in the description box below. We will also be using the journal pack from Bell Creativa Designs. And so you'll see this again in a little bit when we're walking through what we're going to be working on today. So all of the links will be in the description box below for our Etsy stores, Facebook groups, YouTube channels. If you're watching on my channel, then go visit Katie's, Bell Creativa Designs. Links for everything will be there. So, go check it out. Join in. If you are working on your journal, post it below. Pop some pictures up in the Facebook groups. Let's see what's going on. So, I am sorry I have the sniffles today. Allergy season is upon us here in the Midwest. So, okay, so we are working with some of the pre-cut SVG files. If you're unfamiliar with SVG, it's a scalable vector graphic. You use them in your Cricut, your Silhouettes, your Brother Scan and Cuts, all your cutting machines. So that is what we're working with today. This is the slot pocket and the slot pocket mat. So we're going to be working with that first. So let me set this to the side. Let me grab my ink because I did not ink this up. I know, I should have. I'm just going to hit the outside edge so it has more of a finished look and it doesn't have that bright white edge on it. Oh, it took off flying. And again, if you've used your Cricut machine or anything else and you've used different SVGs from places, you will find Katie's is top of the line. So, make sure you check her out. If you do not have a cutting machine, which is something I was getting ready to totally overlook. If you do not have a cutting machine, let me grab it real fast. Katie has also made printable templates that you can use. So make sure you check that out if you don't have a cutting machine. And her prices are really great. So get on out there and get those kits, get started. Let's go. So much is going on. This kit is absolutely, and it's so universal. And I can tell you what, I was one, and I use my Cricut. I made photo albums and 3D projects, but had never really used it with junk journaling a lot. To maybe cut my fussy cuts, die cuts, and that's pretty much where it stopped. This has changed the game for me, guys. I mean, literally. This stuff it takes no time at all to cut out. A lot faster than I could cut it out by hand. It fits. So, it doesn't look all wonky where I've, done cut it and, oh no, I cut it crooked, or, I've cut it too short, so I'll just throw this on there to cover it up, or whatever the case may be. I mean, we've all done it. We all know we've done it. Come on. Admit it. We've all done it. This is just, first of all, I could never make a slot pocket unless I had a die. And, I do have a Big Shot, and I do use my Big Shot. But, and the time I get out my Big Shot and pull everything out and do it, of course, if your Cricut stays hooked up, it's a lot easier. But, you pull it out and run it through. Then you have to ink it. Then you have to, and you've got to cut your cardstock. Then you've got to cut your mat. Then you have to hope that it doesn't slide, you know, all of that. And that's done. So that's how fast that works. So I put that to the side, and obviously you glue this to a page. And then let me grab a small, and we will be gluing it into our journal, maybe, or maybe into a cover. I like using these on the covers, but I may do a couple of them, some for the pages too. And you got 1 slot, 2, 3, and 4 slots, which makes it absolutely nice. So you can fit that big stuff back there and your small stuff up front. And that just came out so good with that pink marbled paper. I mean, that looks awesome. So that's out of the way. I mean, seriously, that took all of what? Oh, 5 minutes, if that. It would have taken me that long to get my die machine out because I have the Quilters edition, so it's huge. So it's big and bulky and heavy, and it just... Okay, so this is would be an A4 pocket 1, I believe. There's a letter pocket and a... Let me check it real fast. There's a letter pocket and an A4 pocket, which, you know, okay. So this is the letter pocket. This is the A4 pocket. The A4 pocket's just a teeny tiny bit larger, but you can print them both out. I printed mine out using 12 by 12 paper, cardstock. You know what? I don't want to do that because I want to turn this into a belly band. So I'm going to trim this off on the score line. And I used a scoring stylus in mine, so you can use that or the score tool, whichever you prefer. So let me ink this up around the edges. And I'm just doing that because so that bright white, because I actually use white copy paper for this. But yeah, this kit is this journal pack. I'm telling you guys, if you make journals and you do it a lot, this will save you. And not just time and effort, but your hands. And I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes I get done cutting it out. And of course I have carpal tunnel, but I get done cutting it out and it's all I can do. You know, I have to cut a kit out. That's all I can do that day. Cause it's like, whoa, you know, or I have to wait several hours till everything calms down because my hands hurt so bad. So let me see. I'm going to use this as a belly band. Done. And I mean, and when you're cutting this out, I mean, they cut out perfectly. So that's done. This is going to go pretty fast. And then this is the A4 pocket. And this one I'm going to keep as a pocket. So I like to furnish my folds here because it just helps me if those are out of the way. If I try to, you know, put my mat down like this and I get it all crooked and stuff because I can't see where the edges are. Or I mean you can see the edges. It's just easier to see this way. And I am just loving this kit. So yeah, this kit is definitely something you will see quite often. Like it's like up there with if you buy a digital kit and you're like, okay, well I have to print the kit and you know, you have your things. Okay, yeah, I'm printing a kit. I'm cutting my journal pack. I'm going to trim this down. That's just where I did it a little bit crooked. So just trim it up. And this one I'm going to actually keep as a pocket. Let me ink up real fast. This one's going really fast. These are so fast. And I did the belly band and the pocket with the roses because I absolutely love, this is probably my favorite. Probably my favorite. And I mean, it's just super simple to put together. The hardest part is making sure you get your mats on even. And you can even make that easier. I'm using art glitter glue, but which tends to dry a little bit faster. So I mean, if you want to make it a little bit easier, grab me some Fabri-Tac or some double-sided tape. Oh my gosh, you could fly through this with some double-sided tape. Okay, so let's pull this out again. And we're going to be working on the notebook insert. And I actually cut the yellow paper out with it. And I'm not a big yellow fan, but this is a lighter color yellow, so it's not too bad. Yeah, so this is the notebook insert and the notebook mat. And this, if you'll notice, this up here at the end is all goofy. That's my fault. My mat was not sticky, and I put it in to cut and did not realize that I didn't tape it down or anything. It like lost its stick mid-cut, so it just started going crazy, but I salvaged it, and we're going to cover that up. You won't even know that that's there. And then it's just gluing the mats down, which, I mean, I know this is probably tedious. You guys are going, why is she even wasting video doing this? Because if I don't, somebody will text me, somebody will message me on Facebook, someone will comment here, hey, you know, I'm not sure quite how those go together, or, you know, I tried to do it, but I don't know, I can't figure it out. You know, what would you do with this exact one? How would you do this to get it together? So I've just found it's easier to do than to be asked later. And let me see where this is going to land at. Probably start with this edge, I guess. Make sure that that lines up about the same on both sides. It's pretty good. Pretty close. Now, you guys, let me get this burnished down. I'm going to show you something. I told you guys, this kit is phenomenal, and you know, and you're probably going, wow, she's really trying to sell that kit, isn't she? No, it's not my kit. Doesn't affect me. I don't get anything from it. Literally, I love her kits. I go check it out. I mean, she's just sensational. But this kit specifically, because I've did journals for a while, and you know, that cutting out by hand or whatever, and these are just, they're just superb. Look at that. Look at where that mat, wait, hopefully you guys can see, hopefully it'll, look at the edge where the mat tees up around that, where you can see where it goes around, it goes between each and every circle. Oh, no, it didn't cut out. Well, it cut out, I didn't. There you go. And it goes between each and every circle. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there, and we're going to do something with that later. I know the back is like that, but this is actually going to, well, we can do it now. I'm actually going to use coffee dyed paper on the back, and I just wanted a square of it. So I'm just going to, let me grab my pencil here. And I'm just going to mark it where the actual end is. And, oh, let's go about right there. And I'm just doing this rough because I want to rip the edges, so I don't want it to be perfect. Make sure I get that nice and straight. There we go. And let's see, where did I mark? My other mark is on here somewhere. There it is. I'll just grab my ruler for this part. And I'm just going to grab my ruler, and I'm not even going to worry about if it's straight. Like that. There we go. I'm going to tear a small section off here at the bottom, just so all the sides have that hand-torn look to them. I think you can do it with a roller, maybe. Close. It's close enough. Close enough. So I just hand tear it, trying to make sure it's not like way too torn, but there we go. Now let me grab my ink, because it always looks better when you ink it, especially on the edges. There we go. Hopefully you guys are really enjoying this collaboration. If you are, let us know, because, you know, we don't know, something to do in the future if you guys aren't enjoying it, you know. So just let us know. All you have to do is drop a line. Hey, loving it. Or, you know, hey, would love to see. You know, just let us know. I think sometimes people watch YouTube videos and they're like, well, they should know that I want to know this. And it's like, well, you know, if you don't tell us, we are not mind readers. Okay, so this straighter edge is going towards the side because I want to cover up that tear. That's enough. Little crooked. Little crooked. Yeah, grab it and hurry. You might be able to make it when you're using art glitter glue. Occasionally. Sometimes. Ah! You guys didn't see that, did you? Do not burnish so hard. No, caught and the glue rolled onto my phone folder. Which is okay. It sort of adds to it some. Doesn't bother me. Nice. Okay. Then I had my ribbon here that I used the other day. I'm going to use some more, but then I'm going to cut off a strip of it. And I'm going to grab my needle, because it's easier to do with a needle, I promise you. Okay. And I'm just going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27. So I'm going to go 14 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is my center. I'm going to go down this way though. This is my center. So I'm going to put that there. Okay. Then I'm just going to. You guys remember when you were in elementary school? Maybe you didn't, like in like kindergarten or so, and you did like, you would lace the shoes, or you would do this and you lace the shoes. That's what this reminds me of. Okay, so now I'm going to be lazy. And I'm just going to push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down. and then push up for the last one. And I missed it, so I'll just pull it this way and then we'll go through the last one. Just be careful so you don't poke yourself. And I'm not caring that it's sort of spinning or anything. Okay. Then I'm going to go back through. Make sure, yeah, don't sew through your other one. Because I caught it like that. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue on. And I'm just going to keep going straight on past the center point. And you might be going, well, why would you do that? Why would you? Because I want it to show up on the back and the front. So by doing this, it's going to go clean across the front and the back. If not, it would just be glue everywhere, you guys. I'm sorry. It's probably looks really weird. Okay, let's see. Like, see how this looks? Where the side, I mean, it sort of looks, and I like the way it looks. Like, it doesn't look as empty. If you can see how this looks a whole lot more finished than this side just looks. So that's why. I just think it gives it a more finished look. And I'll show you, like, see how this looks a lot more fuller, and it just looks, I think it looks better. Same thing on the back. This just looks sort of flat. I mean, you can do that if you're, that's just the way I do. Let's see. I'm gonna go up this way, so down. Down, up, down, up. Oops, it took off flying on me. And you just hold the other one back out of the way as you're going. Okay. Now I'm going to go down and I'm going to come up through the same center hole where my other one's still loose. Okay. Let me trim my strings up here. Okay. And then I'm just going to make a knot like you do if you tie your shoes. There we go. And then I always sort of pull them both ways because it sort of, I don't know, just separates them a little bit. So that's what the side of our page is going to look like. So yeah, you know, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that little bit of decoration there, I mean, I could put lace up through there, or you can leave it empty with the holes, but I just thought I would use that like that. I sort of like that. And then it'll have, so it'll be great for an insert, like into this pocket. This is what I'm going to be doing with it. Okay. So, lastly, we've got this, and this is called the Trifold Pocket. And there's the base and there's the mats. Now, I did do 6 mats for the bottom. 3 of them I did in my lined paper like this. And then I'm going to need 3 of these in the lined paper also. So I was going to show you how I do that, which is exactly, this is going to be just like you would do if you were using the printable template versus the SVG. So because when I was printing them out, I didn't think about, I was like, oh, totally spaced it. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, I know I want my lines to go up and down, so across, so I can write on them. So I'm going to turn my paper over and you can see where I was. And that's not going to matter. I use that for something else. Let's just go ahead and start over here. And I'm just going to line it up, the edge of my paper. Now, if you are on a tight budget and you've chose not to buy, but maybe you're not able to, or whatever the case may be, as far as a cutting machine, so you're going to buy the printable templates, this is exactly what you're going to do. And I'll tell you, it'll actually save you more than one way. It'll save you in the fact, obviously, you can use the printable. I don't know how I managed to do that. Did I not? Apparently my pencil didn't write. No, I must have been on this side where but also you're going to save on paper, because like this, if I was doing on a cutting machine, I could not do them right like next together like this. Well, I mean, you can, but it's just a lot more difficult. And I find with my luck, it just never works out that way. Okay, so there's 2. Let me grab another piece of my paper. Oh, and this lined paper is actually Tsunami Rose. And then I'm going to do one that's just plain with outlines. I thought we do that. So let me set this aside. Flip this over. It's easier if you keep where it's not so plain. But yeah, this is exactly how you're going to do if you get the printable templates. You're just going to lay them down on your paper. The thing to remember is make sure that you have your, and honestly, the printable templates, I'm like, I know I said in my first video of somebody made a comment, they were like, well, why in the world would you use those if you got the SVGs? Like on here, you don't notice a difference. But let's say, for example, let me grab a piece of paper. Let me find a journal page that is I can specifically use. Okay, this will work. Okay, so say I have this page, and I'm cutting my mats for my base, and I want to use it, but I want this specific flower. Well, I may put this, especially with the line down the middle, I may put this in my cutting machine and get it like right here, which is fine, but you're going to get that one little corner rose and that's it. Maybe I want this over here. So I can actually bring this over here. If it's a printable template, line it up and cut it. And I'll just mark this so you can see. So say I place around, I can't talk today. I'm stumbling on my words. Say I trace around my template. Okay. Then if I cut out where I traced, and yeah, I know that was really sloppy, and I never did this sloppy if I was doing it, but let me cut my outside part off here. Let's set this to the side. So I have this, so they're the same size. But I managed to get both of my flowers in there because I use my printable template. that is why sometimes printable templates are better. Okay, so I'm gonna set that over there. Let me go ahead and cut these out real fast. I should have these already done, and I meant to do them, and I got ahead of myself. Actually, honestly, I got so excited working on it that I was grabbing them up and was like, oh, I want to make sure I put this in this video, and forgot to run back and do them. Now, of course, you have to realize that if you're cutting stuff by hand and all that, there is a chance for human error. You know, yeah, I might make it a little crooked, or but that sort of, you know, has its place too, because it is it's a handmade craft when it boils down to it, you know. So okay, so there we go. So I've got those pieces I cut out now. Let me put this to the side. Let me pull out our trifold pocket. Now this is our trifold pocket. You might be going, how in the world are you going to do that? I mean, are you going to just have it like a floating pocket? What are you going to do with it? Nope. I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to trim right along my score mark here at the bottom. Now, yes, I probably will put some trifold inserts in. And I can tell you one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to start a journal that has all of the cut files in it. And so I can display all the different ways that I use them so I can remember later on for a future date. So I thought that was a brilliant idea. And I cut this. This I'm going to use is just a plain trifold insert. Make sure I get this. So this is just going to be a trifold insert. So let's get that done. And again, I apologize for the inking. I'm just covering, I'm not really inking it per se, I'm just covering the white edges. Hope everyone is having a good day. Of course, it's spring and it goes from being warm to cold like the drop of a hat. My husband went out to go to work today, and our car, which he had left outside, was covered with a thick coat of ice. So he had to sit there for a couple minutes and wait for all the ice to thaw. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's May. Sorry, this is slightly crooked here. It has a little bit of the white on the end. Just a teeny tiny bit. So yeah, the weather's been sort of crazy here, and it's got everybody's allergies are all messed up because of spring, and then the weather. It's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. And of course, we've been busy because we have a lot of things going on between doing the collab with Katie and working on some new digital kits. Yay! Working on our Facebook group and our YouTube channel, and working on some new projects there, and of course, you know, doing spring cleaning type stuff and trying to get everything organized because we're in the process of trying to move. If we can get everything settled with that. And so it's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. And of course I'm going to go ahead and ink these small ones up too while I'm going, and then I'll have them done for the next piece, for the other piece of our trifold pocket. Trying to think of it. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. But I mean, it's sort of nice to have stuff going on instead of just things being the way they have the last several months. I'm going to trim this up because I don't like how that's just going to show up, and I don't like that. So lots of stuff going on. Of course, we're going to start all of our swaps back up in the Facebook group. So if you're interested in doing swaps and stuff, go on over and check that out. We'll be starting that up really soon. Miss Joetta is sort of going to head that up, I guess, as our swap coordinator. And we are going to be posting looking for people to help. So if you're interested in like anything like that, give us a holler on Facebook. And we will be doing some large swaps. But we'll also be we're going to try to have a single letter swap, a single stamp swap, where, you know, it's literally just one stamp. Send it. So, okay. So I know my front, I think I want to put this on the front. I'll put this on the back. Let's see. Back. Let's see. And then let's put this here. And then on the inside, I'll put lines on each side because they'll be the inside flaps with the green in the middle. So that's how we're going to do that. A lot of thought into that. So yeah, if you're interested in swaps and stuff like that, come on over, check us out. It is a ever-growing group. Every day there's more people coming in. So jump right in. It's an awesome little community, a little family, and everybody's pretty close in there. So I love it because, you know, it is like a little family, but they just let anybody in, and there's not that, I don't know. Everybody gets along, I guess. It is a drama-free group. No drama allowed. If you're going to cause drama, then you'll be asked to leave. But luckily, that doesn't tend to happen. So, knock on wood. Not that wouldn't all ever happen, but so far we've been extremely fortunate not to have a whole lot of chaos. And hopefully we can keep it that way. Oh, that looks really good against that brown with that rose. And that, like I said, that was Tsunami Rose. It was from her kit. It just goes so well in this journal with the roses and stuff, and I think it just gives it a nice coloring. Now, I will tell you, it prints in more of a brown scale, but my printer gives me the option of, if I want to save like 15% on ink, then they'll lighten the tone down, and I chose to do that. So it did print a little bit lighter maybe than what the actual paper is, but it still comes through really good. Even the brown looks good. I mean, it's just like a coffee dyed brown. So okay, let's get this inside going. This video today will be a little bit longer than what I've been doing. I've been trying to keep it right around 30 minutes or so. So, you know, it's just a nice little watch for you every day without taking up a lot. Because I mean, I know people are busy and sometimes it's hard to watch an hour-long video at a time or whatever. So trying to be conscious of the fact it's spring and people are outdoors and they're doing gardens and yards and all of that stuff. So people don't tend to have as much time. It's not like in the winter when everybody's sitting around just looking for something to do. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that with the lines. It just works. It goes very, very well. Okay, I want this to go this way. And so, yeah, about time to fill my little bottle again. I love this little bottle. It's so much easier to squeeze and it's easier on my hands than, because I was using a 4-ounce bottle. But this is so much easier. And this is art glitter glue. But I am going to, I think, start using Barely glue. I'm waiting for my order to get in. So when I get my order in, then I will be using it. That green looks good on that brown too. I tell you, craft cardstock, it's just, everything fits it so well. It's like, it's not very often you find something that doesn't go along with craft. I mean, although there is sometimes that it just doesn't. Okay, and this one has the line on the side, so make sure I keep it to the right because it would look sort of weird, I think, if I put it to the left-hand side. Let's see, and down. So it's not decorated yet, but all the mats are done. This one goes first, and that one, and I'm gonna lay it down and just try to make sure, because once you put the mats in there, it thickens up a little bit, so you have to reburnish your seam here. So make sure it fits all together really well and you don't have it all. Make sure it's even. And you could very well do this with like coffee dyed paper as the background and it would thicken it up a lot. I just wanted to try it with the cardstock on some things and then we're going to go into other, but yeah, so there's the trifold. I actually think I'm going to take this edge off over here just a tad bit so it'll fit in there just a teeny bit better. And I don't mind doing that. That's not a big deal. There we go. There we go. It sort of, the matting isn't as cute, but it fits a lot better. And I'm going to put like something down the side. What could I put down this side? You know what? Let's see what I have that I can use. Just laying around. Really thought I could. I'm just going to cut this right along this line here. Cut this off here. There's always a way to fix. You just have to stop and problem solve. Okay. And I'm gonna try to fold that on the line. Woohoo! I did it on the line. That'll never happen again. Now without having to maneuver it a little bit. There we go. Okay, So I have that. Let's trim this off. Let's put it up here so we don't have that dark line at the bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it off right here at this dark line, so that's gone. Okay. Grab my ink. You can't seem to get this blue. It's like driving me crazy. Creating and fixing on the fly. I just realized I probably sat there for 35 minutes while you guys were watching that, not talking. Not 35 minutes, but 35 seconds or so. And I apologize for that. I was focused on trying to make sure that I get this lined up. I'm gluing my desk, apparently. And then I'm just going to wrap it around this way. So to give it that edge. And because I folded it on the line, it lines right up with that line on the edge. So you, other than the fact the lines aren't here, you don't really notice a big difference between this and this. But, except there where the line folded crooked. Let me try to see if I can slide it around here while it's still going. Oh, let me grab my ink. Ink that edge up real good. Because that'll help cover that where that line is. There we go. There we go. So that was an easy fix. And that makes that where it fits a lot better. It's not, because see, I've got that extra area in there now. So there we go. So that, of course, I could put this like this too, which sort of gives it another vibe. I sort of like that, actually. What do you guys think? No, I think I'm going to keep it like that for right now. I'm not... I don't know, because I think I'm going to put a tab or something on that side, so we'll leave that there. Okay, and then the last, and I know I'm going over what I've been trying to do. This is scored, so I'm just going to fold on the score lines, and then we'll burnish, because I'm going to use this to use as a flip out. So it's going to go this way. So this, I need to fold this way. I want it to go this way. Then I want this to go this way. So line it up really good. Try to burnish it. Okay. I like that. So I'm going to cut this tab off. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab that piece that I cut off earlier. Okay, and I'm just going to cut these two in half. This was the excess that I had left over when we did the one earlier. I've got a knot in there. Let me get that knot out. Sometimes it knots up real fast. Make sure they're... scraps over there. Okay, so I know that I want it to tie up. It's going to go into my journal like this. So I can put one over here, like right here. So I'm going to use this little tab that I just cut off. I'm going to cut it in half. Okay. Then I'm going to go in the middle here. Put some glue down. Put my ribbon down. I'm going to trim this down just a hair. I'm just going to cut maybe an 1/8 of an inch off. Okay. Some glue on it. And this doesn't have to be measured because nobody's going to see it. And it's just going to go on top of my ribbon there to hold my ribbon in place. And then this will be glued onto the page. Okay, so same thing over here. So I'm going to come out in the middle because I'm going to end up covering it with a mat. Okay, come out here. Okay. Now, I'm going to lay my ribbon down because obviously I want it to be somewhat centered. I want them to line up. Put it there. Okay. There we go. So we got this again. So let's see. Let's do let's do those two with the pink and then the green. So this is going to be the back. So let's put this in the middle. Put that right there. And the lines just will lend us a lot of journaling space that, you know, maybe you wouldn't have if you covered it up or used whatever. So, and we like journaling space. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this here. Try to line it up here. There, ribbon down flat. I'm going to this in here. Now I am going to reach in here real fast and pull this up and put extra glue on this side where my ribbon is, just to add a little bit more security. There we go. There we go. So there is a lot of ways that you can use these SVGs. I mean, because you can cut them apart and do all kinds of stuff. I mean, you could do a single insert that opened up and then this just as a flip out if you wanted to, you know, and make 2 pieces out of this one. Or you could cut it and make 3. I mean, there's just the ways you can use it are endless. I really like that green and that together. Looks really good. Okay, flip it over. And we know that this is going to go in the middle. So let's put this marbled paper, and this is part of the marbled paper. And all of the rose stuff today, everything I've used today has either been the marbled paper, again, can't talk, the marbled paper, or the rose and linen kit. That's basically what I've used today. And the Tsunami Rose kit. And again, they'll all be in the description box below. So we had a lot of inserts done today. And put this to the left because it just makes so more sense to me being there. There we go. And it just fits perfectly. And these were cut out, like I said too. I just traced the marbled piece that's in the middle because I forgot to cut out the coffee dyed paper with it. So I just cut it out using it like a printable template. And it worked perfectly. Sticky hands. I got glue everywhere. Let me put my lid back on. Because if I don't, you know what I'll do? I'll forget. And that little lid is silicone, so you don't have to worry about it sticking or whatever. Okay, so let me. Okay, and again, this is going to be glued in this way, so you can write your note on the front of it. Tie it up. Let's trim these down a little bit. Leave it a little bit extra because not everybody ties the way I do. I think I did that backwards, you guys. I tied it backwards. Yes, because this will glue down like this on the page. It'll flip over like this. Did I do it on the wrong side? No, I folded it wrong. Maybe I did. This will be glued on the page. This will be glued down. Hold on. I had this all laid out and figured out and did it all earlier. It worked perfectly fine. Yes. It'll keep it closed because that'll be, because this will be glued down. That's what we'll attach it and keep it closed. And then this will open up once you flip it out. That'll keep it down like that. So there you go. Sometimes you overestimate and make things difficult. Then you open it up. Pulls out. You got that on one side and that on the other side. Now I have to figure out again how to do that because I just did that backwards again. Oh, you ever have those days, guys? There we go. Nope. There we go. I'll figure it out. Okay, so there you go. Well, if I can tie it, I can't even tie it now. I hope you guys enjoyed today. We'll be back tomorrow with making some more stuff to go in our journal. Because it actually tabs in this way. Some more stuff to go in our journal. So we have a little tied booklet. We have our trifold. I really do like how that came out on there. We have our pocket, our index card, or our notebook page, our belly band, and our slot pocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6. We have the stuff we did from yesterday. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things made already to go in there. It flies, you guys. Once you have them cut out and ready to go. So put all these together. I'm going to turn that way. It'll be easier. Because I've found it's easier to keep them all together than to have them scattered everywhere. And then just paper clip them together. And so we will have all these to go in. And we will have more that we're working on tomorrow. Then we'll start decorating some. Put some in our in our journal pages. Then we'll get our cover done. So It's moving right along. Yep, I know that's wide. If anybody sees that didn't see that video, that's being covered by lace. Okay, you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with more on the collaboration between Bell Creativa Designs and done by Dorothy, using my Ghostly Rose kit and her SVGs and Printable Templates. So we will see you tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Bye.